Must be something special on today.
Mm-hmm.
Are you at work? Are you going to work today, Ellen? Or are you? How do I pronounce your name? Elon or
Yulong, yes. Here we go.
Elon? Okay, yeah, good, good. So I think we gotta give them another minute or so. Now I've never had six show up, so it says six, but maybe we'll get three or four. Everybody's up bright and early, as they say. How come you're up so early, Julie? Is this normal? Do you always
Sorry?
get up at this time?
No, 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 no. Although you will have six students, but in fact, maybe only 2 or 3%.
Yeah. How come you're up so early? You go to work early?
No, I just want to have the class, so I have to get up early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's always nice and quiet this time.
Yes.
Yeah. I've actually stopped teaching at 6:30 to 9:30 at night. It's just too noisy, too difficult.
Mm-hmm.
There's cars and dinner dishes and kids and oh, there we go. Oh, good morning, Frank.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. Well, there's three. Three out of six, Frank. We have six people registered, but we've only got three
Mishap.
showed up. So I think we'll get started, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
I've got a
Mishap.
feeling there won't be many more, but you never know. Okay, so let's start off with ladies first.
Stakeholder.
Julie, could you read the vocabulary, please?
Okay. Bottom line,
Upfront.
a company's profits or losses, mishap, unlucky accident,
Uh-huh.
stakeholder, one who is involved in or affected by a course of action, upfront, in an
Reassurance.
honest and direct way, reassurance, something that is said or done to make someone feel less afraid, upset, or doubtful.
Well, that's a good
Reassurance.
start. Excellent. Okay, that was good.
Reassurance.
Great. Now, I've got into the questions quickly.
Reassurance.
This, of course, is so that I can hear, how big is your vocabulary? Can you
Upfront.
construct good sentences, etc.? So, three questions, three people. So, Elon, how about looking at
Stakeholder.
question number one for me? And what I'd like you to do is if you could
Mishap.
read it, think about it, and then come back with a good sentence or two. Okay?
Mishap.
Ella? Elon? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, now I can. So read the question,
Okay. Have
think
you
about it,
ever
and then give
been
it.
involved in a serious professional mishap? How was it handled?
Now, first
Well,
off, that work was, hang on, is mishap, just like it
mishap.
said. Yeah, mishap.
Mishap.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a bad event. Something went wrong. Something something went wrong. Okay? So,
Uh,
what do you think? Is it
but
part of your job to look after mishaps? Go ahead.
I have to say yes. I have been involved in such kind of professional mishap because
Oh,
I'm a software engineer. It's
ah,
very easy to miss to make
so
mistakes, and
have a,
it can also uh, result in a serious mishap.
so how did you handle it?
Well, when it when it happened, I have to immediately connect with my customers and try to find out what happened and try to fix it, and try to tell my and try to make my customers apologize me.
Good. That's good. I just test your vocabulary. Customers, very good. Actually, very good vocabulary. Immediate, happen, customer. Good, good. Now, let's have a look. Who would be that next then? So, yeah, try Frank. Take a look at question number 2.
How can such an occurrence be handled best? Hmm.
You make an apology. What's the first thing you do?
Okay. From my past experience, the best step to handle this kind of issues
Yeah.
would be would be uh would be calm down first. No matter any situation, calm down first. Okay. Then
Yeah.
then identify what situation, what's the information, what do we have
Reassurance.
now. That's the second step. Next, if if the situation,
Reassurance.
I mean bad situation, resulted from our side, we we will co we will take actions, and such as how to
Reassurance.
make up these mistakes, how to control or
Stakeholder.
limit the damaged area.
Mishap.
Then do it.
Bottom line.
Okay.
Finally, we will check the result of our action and to see what else we can do or we should do.
Very
Of course,
articulate.
of course, it takes time to smooth everything. Okay, that's the step in my mind.
Frank, very articulate, as they say. Very, very clear sentences, precise, perfect English. Excellent. Julie, look at the third question.
Mhm. Which types of organization are the most and least at risk of experiencing a crisis? I think that the organization should be uh, uh, the organization chart should be very clean and simple, not too complicated. Once the once a crisis happens, just the top level management can be notified quickly and respond with a fast way. And
It,
the whole, yes.
it says what type of organization, like, say, like Elon, the software industry. Yeah, lots of chances for a crisis. Banking industry, not that many, but when it happens, it's big. So they're sort of asking more which industry, which type of organization
Which
would, yeah, type. So let's say like software.
mm-hmm.
Lots of opportunities for crises because of bugs in the software. But
Yes.
say things like the banking industry.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make too many mistakes. Never put extra, they don't have huge crises, but when they do, they're usually big. So what sort of company do you work for, Julie?
Reassurance.
clinical trial. I worked for clinical trial drugs.
Yeah. Now, do you ever have crises, like where things go wrong in a trial?
Yes, I have, because sometimes when we store the drugs for the customer, when the temperature excursion happens, so maybe something it will be affect the quality of drugs. So sometimes, so the deviation or the complaint just happen.
Yeah. So you've got lots of opportunities for a crisis.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's rock on here. Everybody's everybody's pretty articulate. Everybody seems to have a pretty good vocabulary, and you all
Reassurance.
pronounce it correctly, etc. All right. So second reading, Elon. Sorry, Elon.
No,
If you
no
could
matter.
read the if you could read the first half of the introduction, please.
Okay. To error is human. We all make mistakes. It's not so much a matter of if a crisis well before your organization as then as when. With this in mind, taking a little time to consider the most appropriate sorry appropriate
Appropriate.
uh, uh,
Appropriate.
appropriate
Yeah.
appropriate course of action in such cases seems appropriate,
Appropriate. Appropriate.
particularly when the consequences can have a
Yeah.
serious impact on your bottom line.
Great. All right. Frank, if you could read the second half, please.
Technology has made it easier for us to have a great impact with a few mouse clicks. Convenient, but technology is a double-edged sword. With a new clicks, you can do a lot of good, but serious mishaps can also occur just as easily. In this lesson, we discuss how to control the way crimes why crimes impact an organization.
Great. Okay. Just let's look at this word behind us. Appropriate. Ah, prop, pre, at. Simple as that. Appropriate. Four syllables. Appropriate. Appropriate. That means the right way. The right way. Well, I'm going to fix this up in the appropriate way. 1 second. Good morning, Penny. Oh, there you go, Penny. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we just got started. We're
Appropriate.
talking about handling crisis in business, okay? We were supposed
Appropriate.
to have 6 this morning. We've got 4. So, but I think that's about it. Yeah, we're into the 15th minute. So we've just done the vocabulary, all very straightforward. Thank you, Julie. And then Ellen and Frank have gone on. We did some questions. We're into the reading, okay? So, Penny, good morning. I'm going to get you involved before the crises. Could you read down to the red line, please, Penny?
Okay. Before the crisis, with a
sword,
little preparation, you you will have already taken the first step when a crisis hits. The most important thing to do is to determine who are all your state stakeholder are the best way to contact them.
Yeah, stakeholders. All right. So, uh, Julie, we're back to you, dear. A lot of
Mhm.
communication.
A lot of communication has moved over to social media, but email is still the best way to contact many people. It's always a good idea to send everyone affected a personal message, depending on the nature of the crisis. A phone call might be in order. New, news spreads news spreads news spreads fast, and when it's bad news, you want to be the one delivering it. This allows you to put your own slant on it.
Yeah. So they have to say when you have a crisis, there's lots of things you can do. You can use like your social media, your email, that, but maybe if it's really bad, you might want to pick up the phone and explain
Mm-hmm.
the crisis. Okay.
Yes.
Now we're going to start. Elon,
Elon.
explain.
Elon is better.
Elon,
Okay.
Elon. There we go.
Okay.
If you could read that.
Of course. Explain. When a crisis hits, the people affected will wanted to know what is going on. Immediately publish a full and frank explanation of what was happened and how you are going to fix it.
Good. All right, Frank. Case study.
Case study. At first, and delete accounts. When an employee accidentally deleted accounts of customers using the free version of their app, CEO and at first co-founder David Roth immediately blocked it, explaining what had happened, and sent an apologetic email to all affected customers.
All right. And then Penny. He then.
He then spent the next 4 days contacting affected customer by phone personally. He said people respond very positively to the effort and promote manner in which he deal with the problem.
Okay. I'm gonna take a break for a minute and talk about the word and, believe it or not. The number one correction I make when I'm teaching English is get people to just say and, because everybody wants to say anda. That's some it's just I think it's to do with the Mandarin language. I don't know what it is, but that's the one that I hear the most. People want to add this a onto many things, you know? Like they'll say basket ball, or they'll say volley ball. You, you gotta take there's no a on the end of and, okay? And it's more like a habit. It's very hard to get rid of. But if you work on it, you can get rid of it and just say and it actually gets rid of a lot of your accent, that and. So today, maybe while we're doing our reading, if we see and, let's just try to really just say and, okay? Good.
And
All right.
Excuse me.
Now, yes.
I have a question. What's the meaning of the phrase a full and frank explanation?
Well, let me just do this. You've got to think of the word frank.
Yeah, what is frank?
Means honest,
honest.
upfront. Uh, no transparency. Basic, basically, basically it means honest.
Honest.
So I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you a full explanation, and I'm going to be very honest about it. So frank really means honest.
Okay.
Up, the other way is I'm going to give you a full and upfront explanation, or I'm going to give you a transparent explanation. So frank means just one word, honest
Okay.
explanation. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So, well, now that I've got you, Ellen, what does it say, Elon?
Yeah.
Look at question number 1.
What would you say the chances of crises befalling your organization are?
Yeah, you were telling me about a software problem. Is it something that happens? Do you go from crises to crises, as they say, or do they happen just once in a while? There
Well,
are some businesses that go from, they say, from crises to crises, one after the other. Are you more like irregular?
well, I think uh, I have suffered from some some how to say it, the mis the mishap before,
Mishap.
and after those things happened, we have enhanced our technology and try to improve the management skills. In this way, I think customers have had a good impression on our organization. So so we so the number of the crises 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 is decreased.
Yeah. I worked for a computer company, a big one, and we had people, their specialty was crises management. We used to call them the vis visiting firemen. You know, when everything blew up, these guys were really specialists in handling crises, real big crises. They were amazing guys, so they could go into a huge disaster and just sort things out, you know. Penny, you haven't had a question yet, Penny. Look at question number 1. Oh, there you go, Penny. You back? No, Penny, are you there? Oh, Frank, how about you? Frank. Have a look at question number 1.
Number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
Or number?
Is yours a
Um,
crisis? Is yours a crisis type industry or not?
yes, we usually have a lot of crises.
Oh,
Ah, yes.
what
Uh,
sort of? Tell us about it. What sort of business is it?
Actually, our company manufactures electric motors,
Ah,
and I will handle this crisis on
you're,
Sunday. So
you're the fire.
I will fly to America to handle this. Okay, so
Ooh.
wow, so you know,
So you're the fireman.
yes, I'm kind of fireman.
Yeah. Okay. Customer relations in a
Yeah,
crisis.
yes,
All right.
actually.
Good. Thank you. Very articulate. Still very articulate. So, Julie, look at question number 2.
Mm-hmm. Do you think your customer would be understanding if such a thing happened? Yes, if uh, uh, if the customer could be notified quickly and explained the whole process or affair, I think they could be understanding. But
Yeah.
if we didn't tell them anything or just we want to hide
Ooh.
something, I think they will be irritated or get angry with us. I think.
I think you're absolutely correct. The word is disaster. If you got a crisis and you try to hide it from them and don't tell them what's going on, and they found out that you knew there was a big problem, then you've got a new crisis. You got a very, very angry customer. But
Yes.
if you're upfront and frank and say, "Hey, look, we got a bit of a problem here. I'm going to be honest with you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, they'll say, yeah, I mean, they're not going to be thrilled, but at least they won't feel they're being sort of cheated, or that you were lying to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think, Penny, you can answer question number 3 because you weren't here. How about question number 2, Penny? I'll ask one of the other fellas question number 3.
What is your view on how, at first, the CEO, David Rose deal with their complex crises? Um,
You missed that part, though.
he sent um
Crisis.
he limited blocked and explained what had happened and sent a apologetic email to all affected customers.
Okay. And Penny, you've got to take that A off the end of it, okay? You
And
just got to say and. So you've got to, it's hard work. I realize it's really hard work because it's so easy to say and. You've been saying it for maybe a year or two now, but you've got to take that A off the end of it and just say
and
and. Yeah, just and.
and
So it's just one syllable. And, not and. That's two syllables. And. It's
and
not and. Yeah, no, you still
and
say no. And,
and
not and. That's it. That's it. Not because don't want to say and. You just want to say and. One syllable.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
and
Sorry. Yeah, let me sort this out a little bit more again. Okay. So where are we now? So back to the reading. So, uh, Elon, if you could read the first part, please.
Of course, good communication. When you do communicate the crises of stakeholders, the apology must be sin- sincere,
Sin, yeah,
sincere,
sincere.
sincere. Okay, must be sincere, and you must provide adequate information. Take an extreme example. Imagine receiving a notification from your bank that your account had been hacked, and it didn't explain ex- exact, exactly what was happening.
Yes. So, Frank, you would be.
You will be forgiven for flying into blind panic, withdrawing all funds, and vowing never to have anything to do with them again. When facing a crisis, there will be confusion and time will be in short supply. But make sure that you get that message right.
No, you said messaging.
Okay,
It's,
message.
yeah, it's just message.
Message.
Message. Yeah,
Message.
everybody, I know it's very confusing in English because sometimes you pronounce the E and sometimes you don't. In this case, It's what they call a
Yes.
silent E.
Okay.
I had a guy the other day kept saying knology. I said, no, it's not knology. It's just knowledge,
Not
Okay, that
okay.
just adds another syllable on the end.
Yeah. G. Okay.
Technology.
All right. So, Julie, action time.
Actions speak louder than words. Give details of the action you plan to take in your original message, and above all, see it through. Follow up by communicating the results and any further planned action.
All right. The penny. If you could read the second half, please, Penny. Hang on, I'll turn on your mic. There you go.
Be specific, saying you plan to improve the security is not good enough. Customers want reassurance in the form of concrete commitments. Crises may be unavoidable, but when dealt with the professionally, it can actually leave customer with a positive impression.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit of help here. Reassure,
Sure,
and
wrong, say.
Reassurance.
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 Yes. Oh, no E, no E. That E is silent. Sorry. That's why I didn't put it. So it's reassurance, not reassurance E.
C.
Reassurance.
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 No, the E is gone. It's a silent E. Silent E. Just like oops, spelled it wrong.
Reassurance.
It's a
Reassurance.
it's a
Re-
silent E. You don't pronounce it. Reassurance, not reassurance E.
Reassurance.
That's it. And the other word was concrete.
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 No E. It's not
Concrete.
yeah,
concrete.
concrete.
Concrete. Concrete.
Concrete.
That means like a very solid, like cement. Okay.
Concrete.
So questions. Oh, all right. Very, very heavy questions. So this will really tax your vocabulary. So Elon, look at question number 1. I'm going to ask Frank the same question. Then I'm going to ask Julie and Penny to do question number 2. So look at question number 1, Elon.
Well, which types of skills do you want are needed to handle a crisis effectively?
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe I should have high emotional intelligence so that
Uh,
I sh- I can calm down in these cases in those cases and
so
and also have a high skillful skillful knowledge knowledge to knowledge how to communicate with customers uh, to to provide the reassurance to them.
uh, okay, so you have to be all right. Frank, what are some of the skills you think a person who's like a crisis manager? My job is I'm a crisis manager. So I'm a pretty senior guy, I think, to start with. You wouldn't send a boy in to do a man's job, as they say. So he's got, I'm the guy that goes out and puts out fires. That's my job. So what do you think some of the skills I would need?
Negotiation skill is necessary and it's very important. Finally, we have to negotiate with our clients
Uh-huh.
and try and after dealing with every kinds of situation or even problem, and we have to final down everything, and we will protect ourselves because we are organization, right? So negotiation is very important. uh, Probably customer will ask you more to pay all the losses, okay, but that after we fix every problems of this crisis, we will say, okay, we have done a lot for this. You understand what our attitude and our quick response related to these issues. Yeah, I mean, probably just let it go of this issue and don't
Uh,
don't keep. I mean, don't blame us too much, and even more ask how much how much the customer costs lose well transferred to our company. Yeah, that's the bottom line
yeah,
of a person should do. Yeah, that's my
yeah.
opinion of that.
All right. So a guy, a senior guy going out has to have a lot of negotiating skills, be empathetic, i.e., understand what's the issues, and then very, very articulate uh, and honest and frank. You remember?
Honest and
And
frank.
honest.
Okay.
Good. No, you did great. You did great. So, Julie, look at question number 2, please.
Mhm. Think of a crisis which could happen in your place of work. What would be the best way of dealing with it? Uh, take one of example for my case. When the temperature excursion happened, it will affect our client's product. So we'll first send an email to apologize our mistakes and explain the whole process and the event. Then we'll also tell the client will what we'll do next, like investigate the root cause, make up the following up actions to make them believe us and trust us, and we also just smooth their emotion. I think that's
Articulate.
a kind of way
You did
to dealing
very
with
well.
to deal
That's
with
a
the crisis. Yes.
emotions. You did that.
Articulate.
Great answer. Great answer. Lots of good vocabulary words. Penny, do your company face crises in what you do?
Uh, in
Any
my
crises? Go ahead.
uh, in my work, uh, when we sell some product to the customer, uh, he said the quality is not very good. Uh, so he will telephone he will make a telephone to us. Um. So when they at that time, I always say explain why it is, and tell them how to use it. You can get a good feeling.
Okay. Now, Penny, you've got to practice getting rid of that A on the end of everything. You say not good telephone and use feeling. You've really you've got to what you've got to do is get a recording and read something and then listen back to it, compare it to the reading. You basically you put that A on the end of everything. It really gives you a heavy accent. If you can, it's going to be hard work. I swear to gosh, it's not going to be easy. But if you can get rid of that A behind it, it'll really because you're adding basically you're adding a new syllable every word that you speak. So if I could give you some a good suggestion today, practice that. Not a good telephone and that should be and that gives you away straight away that you're you know it's not good English. Let's put it that way. So that's your challenge. Okay. All right. Let's match the vocabulary words. Let's start off with you, Penny. Look at number one. What would be the word that would match it? Mistake.
Um, miss mishap.
Yeah, but which one is this? One, two, three, four, five. Which is the
5.
definition? No, something is said or done to make someone feel less afraid. I think
Mishap.
we'll just
A lucky accident.
yeah, not lucky accident. Not lucky accident.
2.
Two, okay. Good. Elon,
Yeah.
stakeholder.
A stakeholder.
Yeah.
Match 3.
Okay, good.
One who is
Frank.
involved in or affected by a courses of action.
Yes, great. Frank, bottom
Bottom
line.
bottom line is number one, a company's profits or losses.
Yes. Reassurance, Julie.
Something that is said or done to make someone feel less afraid, upset, or doubtful. 5.
Right. And up front, back to you, Penny. Up front.
Upfront. 4. In an honest or and direct way.
Right. I think that about does us. Yes. Now, I'm a great believer in idioms. Okay. I gave you an idiom at the first here. Like, you're all up bright and early. Oh, I was up bright and early learning English. So when you go off the office today and somebody says, "Hey, how are you?" You say, "Oh, great. I was up bright and early learning English." So that's what they call an idiom. Bright relates to the sun and early is like we're all up at 4:30 in the morning. But I've put a little bit we just don't if we'd have gotten finished early. I have this little scenario where a person goes into the sales office in Vancouver and the CEO of the company calls a meeting and he starts talking in idioms because in the English language there's 3,000 idioms. And if you get with a group of native speakers of English, like Canadians or Australians or Americans, they will talk maybe 20 or 30% of what they're talking is idioms. So if you don't understand idioms, you won't have a clue what he's saying. So what I mean, I'll just give you an example. The CEO comes in and he says, "Okay, everybody, let's get the ball rolling. I've got a lot on my plate today, and I want all hands on deck because we need to hit the deck running." Now, if you don't understand the idioms, and that what he had said is, "Okay, everybody, let's get started. I'm very busy. I want everybody here because we're going to have to really get moving on this." So it's the same meanings, but said in two completely different ways. Yes, if he spoke plain, simple English, you would understand it. but there's a good chance he'll be speaking a lot of idioms.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to start up like an idiom bank, just like your vocabulary. Okay. So I've put about 12 of them here. You can Google them or Badu them. And these are just very common idioms that you will hear in any time a group of, say, Canadian businessmen are together or salesmen or something. This is the way they're going to be talking. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you all for getting up bright and early. Really appreciate it. And have a great day. Still, it's what, 5:15? Wow. I appreciate it. So I'm going to say bye. I'm going to have my breakfast now. So have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye. Have a great day.